Hey everybody, Alex back here again today. Just got these in 30 minutes ago. I'm gonna make an overview video of these. These are Crye hot weather combat pants in Multicam Tropic. I got these at an online auction for a steal. So I think I paid $95 with shipping. They're roughly my size. I still have to fit them and see if they fit. And if they don't fit on me, I'm just gonna sell them. But we're going to get into it in just a second here. So, these are brand new with tags. Cryes. So, if you've never gotten Cryes brand new before, they come with these tag sets. So, Crye Precision trademark. This is the hot weather pant breakdown. So, I'll just read it. Our lightest, most breathable combat pant, our next generation hot weather combat apparel, is engineered specifically for arid environments. 2 different high-strength ripstop materials provide breathability, stretch, and reinforcement in areas of high wear. Pockets lined in mesh for maximum airflow and accelerated dry times. Designed for use with all removable Airflex impact combat knee pads. Made in the U.S. from U.S. materials, so those knee pads specifically. I'm going to put these in. I'm going to make like a demo of how those go in. And then we have Crye Precision tag, VTX ripstop. That's the ripstop technology. Let's see what it says on the back of that tag. Constructed with Invista's Type 420 HT nylon staple fiber. Ripstop specs, 17% lighter weight, 3 times higher tear strength, no drip, no melt, so you're not going to burn to death. 60% faster drying, 4 times more breathable. Constructed for optimized abrasion and pilling resistance. Lab and field tested, integrated stretch. So I'll have to look at it. It might be like spandex or something too. Yeah, and it says, notice this garment is engineered to fit true to size after washing, so it's going to be a little bit oversized. I usually don't wash my stuff in the washing machine. I prefer just to hand wash it and then hang dry it, so it probably won't shrink. But Multicam Tropic. A lot of people kind of like diss all the different other multicams, but I don't really care. I just got these because they were a steal, and it's a good example to have, and they're G4s, so they're a new generation. Just talking about how Multicam Tropic was designed, I guess. But if you ever get these tags, let me flip them around. If you ever get these tags, they're very easy to take off. You don't need to cut them off or anything. You can just pull on this little elastic loop. It's elastic. So you just pull it out like that. And it comes right off. So, perfect. So I'm probably gonna keep this on here, just in case if I do decide to sell it, I have the tags. So getting into the combat pant, we have the standard Crye layout. So I'm gonna lay these down actually for this. So we have the standard Crye layout. We have knee pad inserts. We have some cargo pockets. If you're familiar with the G4 line, these might be nothing new to you, but a lot of people only have G3s or G2s. So G4s, really, I don't think there's any really good videos on breaking down the G4 specifically. These aren't like the combat pant. These are a hot weather version, so they're a little bit different. I think the cargo pockets are a little bit smaller maybe, and there's a lot of added mesh and ventilation and stuff in here. So even the knee pad inserts don't have that flap that's normally found in the normal combat pants, with the flap that flips up and then covers these up. So there's mesh in here, and there's just a multicam panel underneath this. There's a couple loose threads because they are brand new. And then the bottoms don't have a Velcro closure. They have this, similar to like a BDU, the I don't know what you'd call it, the webbing tie. I usually call it like parachute tie. So they have that. They have that parachute nylon webbing tie. And there's no fly guard in here like the Patagonia ones, which I have on right now. There's no fly guard in here. So that's that. But this is Crye's official product, so it is actual licensed multicam. It's not like the Patagonias or the OCP uniforms that aren't labeled. I mean, I'm pretty sure the Patagonia ones are actual multicam, but they're just not like licensed. Does that make sense? So let's flip over to the back. On the back, different than the normal combat pant, you can see that there's still the knee pad adjustment for retention on the knee pad. I'm gonna keep these about what they were. So there's still knee pad adjustment straps. They're omitting the bottom strap And then there are no back pockets as well. So that's pretty standard. You still have the padded waist belt, that like foamy padded waist belt, and you still have the waist adjustment straps. Then of course you have a Crye precision tag. On the G4s, I think it is on the back. It's not in the pocket anymore, it's on the back, which is pretty standard, I guess. Now let's go into the cargo accessories, I guess, the cargo pockets and stuff. So we have a dedicated knife pocket inside the right thigh pocket. You can see it's actually shaped like a sheath. It's angled along the bottom and swoops out. But we have that mesh ventilation for these pockets. I think all the pockets have mesh ventilation, which is pretty cool. I kind of like the hot weather stuff. It's cooler to like hike in and do activities in, as they say. And then you still have the danglers, the little danglers, so like clubs or something, carabiners, you know, the typical stuff. We'll go into the cargo pockets. I think they're both different on both sides. So on this side, I think we have the pass-through. Yep, we have a pass-through for like deck cord, or if you're carrying like a radio or something, or if you want to stick like a long object in here. And then you have these little eyelets for drainage and ventilation on the thigh pockets. So we'll go into the cargo pocket. The cargo pocket, much of the same, standard Crye. You have that elastic loop for holding like a magazine or a 60-ounce water bottle, but the back of it is all mesh. So you have this mesh panel that's behind it for ventilation off the legs. And then I think this is also your knee pad adjustment. Yeah, that's your knee pad adjustment right there. So you can adjust your knee pads. And they got rid of the 2-cord. This is just a single cord. So I think on the normal Cryes, the G3 specifically, it's a single cord or a double cord adjustment that you pull up. So there's that. You just pull this down so it goes back in the spot. Close that up. And these are different types of flaps. They're low profile cargo pockets, I think is what they stated them as. So they're kind of like flat laying. If that makes sense. They're not really bolstered. The only bolstering is this mesh panel on the side, and that's on both sides. Then you also have the Multicam Tropic little tag there. And then going into the first thigh pocket, you have just mesh, just a mesh pocket really, but it is anchored to one of those eyelets in there. So you have this mesh pocket, zipper, YKK zippers, IR treated with a cover over it, of course. You don't get like rain or whatever in there. Then the other side, you have your deck core, your debt charge insert. So you can stow this flap down. It's the same on the other side too, so same knee pad adjustment, same mesh bottom, everything. So if you stow this flap down, you can put some debt charges or cord or whatever in here, stow that, and then you also still have a dedicated pass-through on this side as well. So that's on that side, and then there's no dedicated knife slot on this side. It must be for right-handed users, obviously. For dedicated right-handed users, most likely. But you have that nice padded mesh waistband. This one's mesh specifically because of the hot weather. I don't know if they'll pick up on camera, but it's very meshy, very soft, very light. So this ripstop must be very similar to the Patagonia ones, I would assume. And then we have this huge Velcro field. A lot bigger than standard G3 or G2, so they must have amped it up a little bit so it has more retention, so you can adjust it. But that is a huge Velcro field. Actually, what I will do is I will turn these inside out in a second. But we have the specs. So G4 hot weather combat pant, manufacturing label. So it looks like the main body is 100% nylon ripstop, like they said. The main 2 is 61% nylon, 37% cotton, 2% spandex. So that must be maybe around the knees or something. The lining is 100% polyester, so that must be the mesh ventilation. The manufacturing, Crye Precision, Brooklyn, New York, made in the USA. Covered by patents, of course. But I think turning these inside out will show you how much ventilation is in these. So we're just going to do that really quick. So turning them inside out, and closing the front flap, you can see that the entire work area, the front work area, is entirely mesh. So this will improve your breathability of the fabric, your breathability of your body. You'll keep those core temperatures down. You'll not have as much overheating. Here's your knee pad adjustment. And you will stay cooler longer. You won't have to drink as much water, all the other stuff. On the back, pretty plain because there's no pockets, so keep it nice and slimline. I wish they had the Patagonia type pockets that are just like the pass-through pockets, but you know, to each their own. All different combat pants are all made different, so they're all going to be a little bit different. But other than that, there's not really a whole lot to it. I'll give you a total belt loop count too, because why not? You know, it's good to know, really. It's good to know how many belt loops you got, and then I'll install the knee pads and show you guys how that works. So, I'll just turn this back inside out again. The right side out this time. So, here we go. We're nice and flipped around. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't really seem right now, does it? No, we have 7. We have 7 belt loops on here. 1 main in the back, which makes sense. I mean, that's where the most of your load's going to be. So you have 1 main in the back, and then 6 others going around to the front. So, perfect. Okay, so I'll show you guys how these knee pads go in. These are just standard Airflex knee pads. So you have your Velcro field and stuff around here. So what you're going to do, you're just going to insert like so. Get that seated down in there. Flip this up. You want to kind of work the Velcro up a little bit so it sits more flush, and then push the bottom of the knee pad out. Kind of install these correctly. So, get that up in there. And then kind of work the rest of the knee pad out so the Velcro moves with it. Usually how I like to do it, I like to push them out and stuff. It creates like a little cup in there. You know, they're kind of rigid, so you can't really move them around too much. They kind of have their own shape. So there's the left one. I want to seat them down all the way, make sure they're nice and straight. And this negates that whole like flipping the flap down and all the other stuff, which is sometimes kind of a pain to get them in there when you have that flap and everything. I want to make sure these are pushed out a little bit more. Kind of fold them. Pull this fabric out a little bit so it sits better, and get it more up in the center. Push it down like that. And that is how you install the Crye knee pads on the G4s. So that's gonna be all for today. I might make my blackjack video soon. I have a blackjack Spear 100 that I need to make a video on. Just been a little bit lazy, getting over a little cold, so nothing major, but yeah, that's the Crye G4 hot weather combat pants. Hope you guys liked it. If I don't end up keeping these will probably be listed for sale. I'm not sure where, maybe eBay, I'm not sure. But yeah, keep an eye out. Thanks for watching.